Everything Lidia show is now in session. Lidia the Lawyer presiding.
My gavel, order in this courtroom set. Welcome everyone to the Everything Lidia show. Today, I am super duper excited about the topic we're going to be discussing. We are going to be talking about the hottest trends in wellness in 2005 and beyond. And to discuss these trends in wellness is Mr. Wellness himself. My guest today is Dr. Michael Posner. Now, Dr. Posner is the founder and co-director of the Wholistic Wellness Center in Huntington Village, New York, where he has maintained a successful practice for over 30 years. Now, I'm impressed with that in and of itself. Now, let's see, you graduated from New York Chiropractic College in 1982.
That's correct.
That's about when I graduated from high school, but we won't say. And you have definitely helped thousands of people restore their health and vitality through what you call a whole body approach to total health. Now, you have an expert team that you've put together. You provide massage therapy, acupuncture, customized nutrition, meditation, infrared LED healing light sessions, as well as healthy holistic weight loss, anti-aging programs, and et cetera, et cetera. I mean, we're talking total wellness, total health here, which I think is terrific.
Mind, body, and spirit.
Yes, which is great. You're also, and this was very impressive, an internationally certified universal healing Tao instructor?
Tao.
Tao. Kind of, I see for the restaurant, you go in the city and you say, I went to Tao. And you were that since 1983, and you hold a black belt in Korean karate since 1976. And you're passionate about sharing that information that you have learned over the years. And recently, you and your beautiful wife, Lois, hi Lois, which is in the audience right now, you co-authored your first book that is called Well Adjusted. And it's a journey of transformation for body, mind, and spirit. And it's gaining recognition for the unique solutions that it presents for our current healthcare crisis. Welcome, Dr. Posner.
Thank you so much.
I am really excited to have you here. And I'm one of those, everyone knows out there, that I do a lot of due diligence before I have a guest on, and I like to find out the topics of, what we're going to be discussing. And I was thrilled when I was like, okay, let's look at trends and what's going on, what's happening in the wellness field. And when Corinne Caro, the owner of the company, and I were talking about, what are we going to call this show, one of the things we said, I said, why don't I discuss the modern day fountain of youth? Because everyone wants to look young and everyone wants to be healthy. So that's where my history, you ready? Just a quick bit of history. It was approximately 500 years ago today. Can you believe that? In April of 1513, so approximately, the Spanish explorer Juan Ponce de Leon and his crew, they first set eyes on Florida, and the legend holds that they made this discovery while searching for the Fountain of Youth. And although we know that he never actually found the Fountain of Youth, it's a phrase that's still used today quite often. Well, how would you define the Fountain of Youth? What would you say that is to you?
Well, to me, it's understanding our relationship to our whole existence. So that's why I talk about mind, body, and spirit, because we need to develop each aspect of our being to be complete.
Right.
And so I think that when you work on yourself in all of those different areas, that's the best you can do to stay young and create optimal wellness.
Right. Well, when you hear the phrase Fountain of Youth, of course you think of water. And I did my research and I found that truly, if there's one bit of advice I would give to everyone out there from my point of view, and I'm sure you'll agree,
I totally agree.
Is to drink water and use water. Water is the fountain of youth.
Well,
Yes, of course,
Can
please.
I just say that, I don't just recommend any type of water. I recommend alkalized, structured, microstructured water.
Oh.
And the difference being is the pH of the water is highly alkaline, between 8.5 and 9.5. If you check all the bottled waters that people think are healthy, they're in the 6s. Ooh. So it's very acidic. Now, why is that important? Is because all disease is acidic.
Okay.
So even cancer and heart disease, all those things happen from excessive acidity in our blood, in our bodies. So by drinking alkaline water, and we know that 70 to 75% of our body is water, it's very important.
Where do we get this water? I never even heard of that, of alkaline,
Well, truly,
balanced
you have
water.
to make it. You have to
have to
buy
make
a
it.
machine that can make it. We have alkali sticks that you can put in like a 16-ounce bottle of water, and you leave it in there for a few minutes,
Oh, boy.
and it filters and alkalizes it. Or you could buy a unit that hooks right onto your sink.
So there's
In fact,
units, that you would buy.
In fact, there's a unit that actually just absorbs water right out of the air.
Oh.
And alkalizes it. So there are different models out there and approaches that you can use.
I smell another show here. I think that
It's
that's
very
a topic
important.
for a whole show.
You're right.
Fascinating, because water is so important to us, and I think that a healthy lifestyle incorporating a combination of philosophies, and one of them, of course, being drinking water, exercising activities, and all that, which we're going to get to with you in a second. So I just celebrated my 50th birthday.
Oh, congratulations.
And fortunately, some people do say that, how do I keep my skin looking as young? So first of all, genetics, but I guess that's not true either, because we just heard that genetics haven't changed in all these,
Thousands
and thousands of years. But I always say thanks, Mom and Dad, for that. But also, I do drink a lot of water, but I think I'm going to consider looking into, or I will consider looking
Absolutely.
into getting possibly a filter, especially for myself and my children and family.
Very
So,
important.
Yeah. Now, for beauty benefits associated with proper hydration that consumers should be aware of: number 1, rejuvenating your skin; number 2, improving dark circles under the eyes. I don't have those, right? Number 3, decreasing fatigue; and number 4, preventing acne. I had no idea. I looked these up. I thought that was pretty terrific. So that's number 1. Now, this was the cool thing. Now, you mentioned to me that there's this cutting edge technology or the delivery system for this technology that's been around for a couple of years, and it's called red light therapy or technology. And I'm hoping you will give us such a great education about that, and what the status is of that technology and what you're planning to do with that.
Well, I must say, to me, this is one of the most exciting things I've ever come across in my whole career, because it's so simple. I mean, all you do is lie under this unit that gives you the frequency of red light. So it's photons that actually go into your cells and tell your cells to release the fat.
I like it.
So it's sort of like a balloon.
Yes.
When you blow up the balloon and you fill it up with air and then you empty it out, it just flattens out. Now the balloon is still there, but it's flat now because
flat.
it has no air in it. And that's what happens to our fat cells.
Wow.
It releases the contents because the red light programs the cell to do that. And then the body just eliminates the fat through the lymphatic system, through the liver, through the kidneys, through the sweat. And
Now, this has been around, this technology, for a couple of years, but there's something special about what you're going to be doing, correct?
well, the machine that we have is far superior to anything that's out there. Number one, it's FDA cleared.
Which not many treatments are cleared, and machinery.
And what's really exciting about it is that we actually guarantee that people lose 2 to 5 inches of body fat in one treatment.
Well, okay, so
And I don't
Lidia
think
the
anybody
Lawyer
else can say
here,
that.
a representation was just made. I think that's a warranty. But I mean, you wouldn't be saying that, and I'm sure that the FDA would not have approved this device if it wasn't true. I'm very cynical, I'm very skeptical. I did do some research online, and it did get fabulous reviews. This
Yeah, and some of the other things that it does that are
technology.
quite incredible is it reduces pain and inflammation in the body. It helps people who have surgical procedures or ulcerations from neuropathies or diabetes heal twice as fast. And it increases the collagen and the elastin in the skin, so fine lines and wrinkles just smooth out within 4 treatments. 4 20-minute treatments. You can see a dramatic change in the tissue of your face and the lines. It also removes scars and age spots. So in addition,
I see a treatment in my future.
So in addition to the fat reduction, it has tremendous value for healing in general.
Now, 2 questions I have. Number 1 is, I know that everyone out there wants to know, how long do the results last? And number 2, how safe is it in terms of, you think of tanning beds, for example, are, I believe, are FDA approved, if I'm not mistaken. There's warnings. They think of cancer. Is this going to somehow hurt you in some way? So could you just go into those two things a little bit further?
There are no contraindications except if you do have active cancer, or if you're pregnant, or if you're on some medications that are photosensitive. But that's very rare that people take those kind of medications. So pretty much it's safe under most situations. And in terms of it being permanent, well, you know, you do need to change lifestyle habits. You know, we teach people how to eat properly and how to change their activities level so it's in a healthy range. You know, even if you have surgery, a lap band surgery or any kind of bariatric surgery, you still have to eat a certain way afterwards.
Right.
Now, if you did that before the surgery, you probably wouldn't need the surgery. So the truth is, we can actually prevent those kind of things. And as far as the results being long-lasting, they will last, providing you live a healthy lifestyle.
Right. Well, so many people, I think, are, and I'm not judging anyone because, like I said, everyone to each his own, but there are a lot of women and men who inject Botox into their faces and wherever. And again, I haven't done it, but like I said, if someone is into it, that's fine. But I do believe, and I had this discussion with you earlier, I think that in nature, I think everything is out there. I think if we go back to a more natural lifestyle and eating healthier, you mentioned organic, you just mentioned the water, for example, the type of water to drink. I think a lot of these problems and wrinkles and aging, I mean, look, you can't stop aging. There is no fountain of youth. We already decided that Ponce de Leon did not find it.
That's correct.
But I think that this type of treatment is very appealing to me and to probably many people in the audience because it's not invasive and it's not going to hurt you in any way. You're not pumping your body with chemicals or with some type of artificial anything.
And look, what's more natural than light?
Yeah, I love it. Now, there's, like you said, there's other companies that actually use this technology, the red light technology, but what you're going to be launching, I believe in May, is it? Or
May.
Hopefully in May, is a particular unit that's far advanced. And could you tell us just a little bit of that on how it's different?
Well, the units that are out on the market now use what they call paddles. So they put these different paddles on areas of the body that you want to lose the weight. The problem with that is sanitation. Because even though you may clean the pads
like
on the lights,
like a tanning bed, the same thing, right? The issue with that, okay.
So, and you know, the Velcro still has. You don't wash the Velcro after each patient. So there's sanitation issues, and it's also limited because it's not covering a broad spectrum. It's only where the lights are placed.
I see.
The unit that we're talking about is like having a huge spotlight put over your body 6 inches away from your body. So there's no sanitation issues and it's very even.
I see.
So
that makes
it
sense.
works
That
very
sounds very
effectively.
logical.
And it helps people who have had lipo. But you know, when you have lipo, let's say you remove fat from your gut, the fat tends to migrate to the sides. So you may develop love handles, but you won't have a fat gut anymore. But you know,
I
so
didn't know that
this
that
prevents
happened.
that. And this actually
Wow.
treats people who've had that as well. So we actually fix botched issues as well.
Wow. You know, it just made me think of something. I know a couple of people that have had a tummy tuck. They probably had lipo, and I noticed that they have the flattest stomach, but their shape changes. They become a little
Pear-shaped. Like
pear-shaped and even
the big
straighter
butt.
kind of. I don't know, the whole thing. But in any event, so that's very exciting, and I think that that's going to be tremendous. I mean, if you offer that technology here, and you're going to be one of the only people around to do it. So
that's correct.
I think at the end of the show, you're going to make an offer.
I am.
To all of the viewers
I'll
out
make
there.
an offer you can't refuse.
I think that's great. A couple of other things I wanted to discuss that are trends, the hot trends of wellness in 2015. Number one, and we kind of touched upon it, is mindful eating. And they're talking about this is an ancient practice that is now a modern trend. It just means choosing foods with deliberate intention, being aware of taste and texture, and chewing your food until it's paste, which helps with digestion.
Absolutely.
It helps with a healthy weight due to the slower eating, and again, the consumption, fewer calories probably. What are your thoughts on just eating quickly?
Well, you basically said it all. You know, chewing your food till it's liquefied is very important. Plus, you know, there's a hormone that we balance in our metabolic side of the weight loss program called leptin. And leptin is what signals your brain telling you that you're satiated. So that takes about 20 minutes to kick in usually, and people tend to be leptin resistant. So they don't even get the message that they're full, and they just keep eating. So that's another aspect I hope we have time to talk about.
Yeah, which leads me to, I think you had mentioned to me when we were speaking earlier, there are actually two components that will be really take the red light therapy, the treatments that you get, and boost them even more and make them even more effective. And that includes this,
right,
what you were discussing?
The metabolic, we call it the metabolic aspect, and there are different components. One of the components is to completely detoxify your cells and your liver. So,
and that's done through herbs and foods?
All
that you
liquid herbs, homeopathic herbs. And then we use bioidentical hormones and homeopathic hormones, and those are creams that you put on your body that get absorbed into the body and balance out testosterone, estrogen, progesterone, and growth hormone. And then we have minerals that balance out the insulin and blood sugar levels in your body. And the leptin I mentioned for the brain to be satiated, and then cortisol, which is a big phenomenon in stress. We know how stress affects your adrenals. Most people don't even have adrenals that work anymore. So it's very important to heal all of these organs and glands to have permanent weight loss. And then we teach people how to eat properly.
So you're dealing with working on treating the insides and also treating the outside. So it's really a combination of both. And I think that that is that's really something where everyone out there, you're going to have to just make an appointment with Dr. Posner, and you're going to sit down with them and you're going to explain how this whole thing works, because I do agree with that. You can't there's no quick fix. You can't just say, okay, make me look young again.
Right.
Because it really starts from the inside and then it works its way out. So.
And we do customize the program because sometimes people have digestive problems, constipation, and other issues that need to be corrected first. Because if your digestive system isn't working, how are you going to absorb all the nutrients that you need in the first place?
Which leads me to the next trend, and it's the decline of dieting for this year. And that's exactly what we're talking about. If you eat properly and you drink water and you chew your food and you do all of those wonderful things that you were talking about that are, you know, like I wish we could go into more detail. I think we need a part 2. But I think that the decline of dieting, there's no yo-yo, there's no going up and down. People are just starting to eat healthier. They're stopping that endless cycle of dieting. They're realizing that it doesn't make them feel good, it doesn't work, and they're stopping that. So I'm very excited to hear that.
We don't use the word diet. It's a 4-letter word.
See, stopping the decline of dieting. Exactly. Another thing that's happening is functional fitness. Now, I have been talking about this for years. I'm a martial artist, as are you, and remember how many push-ups we did and crunches and your basic using your body. You know, lunges. You could sit like a chair against the wall and your thighs will be burning like crazy after less than 2 minutes. And functional fitness, it's an ongoing trend, and it's been around for years. Like I said, remember Jack LaLanne?
Sure.
He was like the perfect example of that. But you're doing the good old push-ups, planks, squats, basic calisthenics, and it's using your entire body, as opposed to a lot of people train and they do weights and they say, oh, I'm going to do arms today, I'm going to do legs today.
Right.
It's not that anymore.
Well, the body doesn't work that way, really.
No. And the boot camp things, the CrossFit, that's what everything's been really trending towards. And another thing is a return to full-fat foods. I never, ever, ever bought low-fat sour cream or low-fat this or any of that. And I just knew that there had to be, and plus they add, I guess, cornstarch and sugars in order to reduce the fat. They add calories a lot of times, and they just make it unhealthy. So that's another thing. And this one I know you'll appreciate, the daily dose of green space. And basically a big 2015 wellness trend. It's free, it's good for the soul, and research shows that nature lights up areas of the brain associated with love, empathy, and pleasure, right?
It's a beautiful thing.
I mean, but I guess that really kind of summarizes what your whole philosophy is all about.
And that's going back to the alkalization aspect, you know, because that's what vegetables and fruits do. They alkalize our bodies.
So I think it's almost time.
Wow.
We're getting to that point.
Just having fun.
Dr. I know, doesn't this go so fast? Tell us, Dr. Posner, if someone wants to get in touch with you, how can they do that?
Well, they can call my office. I'm located in Huntington Village on 22 Wall Street, and my phone number is 631-351-6111. That's 351-6111. And I do have a special offer for anybody who calls. We will be willing to take $200 off your first visit, and if you do not get the result that we guarantee you, you do not pay.
You heard it here first.
So you can't lose. It's a no-brainer.
It's a no-brainer. Well, I hope you will accept me. I want to come in and I'm going to give it a shot. And I'm going to share with the audience the results, and we'll show how incredible that is. Because
Awesome.
not that I have a lot of wrinkles, but they're starting here. You get a little here and a little,
It's prevention.
and the weight loss, a little bit here. We'll do all
You got
that.
it.
So thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
It was wonderful, really very
Thanks for having
informative.
me.
And thank you everyone for joining us today on the Everything Lydia show. And if there's any part of this show that you either missed or you'd like to see again, we welcome you to go to www.thedailyblue.com. And of course, remember to check your ordinary at the door, go live that remarkable life, and we'll see you soon. Bye.